viewpoints and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to what might be one of the most important Scarefest television episodes you have ever watched. Because we're answering your questions in the chat room, and we got our own information in case you guys don't want to talk. But there's a lot of stuff going on. My co-host tonight, hello, Adrienne.
Hi.
Yes, we brought the woman with all the knowledge on because some of this stuff I barely know, and she's so eloquent, and people don't get mad at her when she says it wrong. By the way, the original August 30th. We're almost in September. We are less than 2 months away.
Yeah, that is true. We are less than 2 months away from the show. Also, he's not doing a very good job, but I also have a co-host tonight, and he's laying down on the job. But for those of you out there who know and love Apollo, he's here. He's just having a little nap.
By the way, we added a new puppy to the household. Have you seen that on Facebook?
No.
Yes, because 3 dogs wasn't enough.
Okay.
My wife, my lovely producer / wife for her birthday wanted a puppy. So
awesome. What'd you get?
She had one offered. I guess it's a good deal. We got a $400 dog for nothing, and they delivered it. So, you know.
Australian Shepherd.
Yeah.
It's an Australian Shepherd?
Yep,
yes.
That's right.
Nice. That's awesome. They're so pretty.
And I put it this way, she's very happy to see me when I lay down in bed because... although Anita is trying to teach her, we used to have a dog that she would say, skit daddy, and he would get, that's what they would wait till then to get me out of bed. And,
we're working on that.
Yeah. Right now, she's doing it an hour early, which I don't appreciate. So anyway, where do we want to start? I'm watching the chat room. Someone asked today, you know what? Somebody, I'm going to go ahead. One of the questions in the chat room is, where do we park? The parking lot is still intact in front of Rupp Arena.
Yeah,
we expected it to already be starting to be torn up. Someone actually asked today, did you see the post? Somebody asked if they were done with the parking garage.
Yeah, I was like, they haven't even started.
I wasn't sure if they broke ground or anything. I went on Googled it on the news, and they haven't even talked about it since May.
No.
Nobody. So yeah, we're covered there for as well as we can be. See, and we will now, everyone. We will do what we do every year. Brandon will come up with a list, a map. He will do a satellite map to show you known parking. And if you're impatient, go to the scarefestweekend.com FAQ, and we already have links in there to some of the Lex Park, I think it's called.
Yep.
Yeah. So there are places to park. Lexington sucks at signs, not parking spaces. Let's just get that clear.
That's right.
So, I guess one of the big ones I wanted to talk about tonight, let's go ahead and talk about...
No.
What?
No.
Let's talk about Matthew Lillard's line building.
Don't say it. Okay. We should talk about it near the beginning of the episode. I'm just wrapping up a couple, like watching the, Parktopia. Okay, that one's good too. Okay. Can we fire Christy? Chad's not allowed to answer questions or ask questions anymore, rather. Yeah, we can go ahead and start talking about it at the beginning. And I bet that Barbara may come in and take a little snippet of this video and post it to the page for us when people ask questions about it. So
Cool.
I will preface this by saying that this is the plan. And I've tried to say this all the time. Everyone should know that sometimes plans change, the best laid plans, we have to be flexible. We have to be adaptable. But a couple of years ago, when we did the system for Robert England, it worked really well. And
the reviews were across the board glowing, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. We were told by Robert's agent, by him, oh my gosh, Brandon, stop texting me. Yes, I know all about the Clive stuff. We haven't even gotten there yet. Sorry. It just sent 4 texts in a row about Clive info. No, I appreciate it, but stop.
Tell him to buy a goddamn watch.
Yeah.
We're on the air.
So, okay. Essentially, and I don't have one laying right here with me, but let me kind of talk about how we did Roberts. And honestly, we're not really going to change anything. We would look for ways to improve it, but I think that the way that we ended up doing it worked the best that it could possibly work. So with that being said, if you are a VIP ticket holder, your line skips will not be used for Matthew at any point during the weekend at all. VIPs will get the first available groupings that are available. There are enough spots between the 3 days for every VIP ticket holder to go through once. So what we do is we print out all the VIP names in a list. When someone comes up and they show us their VIP ticket, we mark them off of the list. And then if they want to get back in line with general admission the next day or the next day, they can absolutely do that. But they only get that VIP spot one time. That's it. So no line skips, nothing. But this gives every VIP an opportunity to have a spot and to meet him if they want to. So for general admission, once you come in and you get your ticket at the ticket counter, you will be able to go to a table, which will explain where all of this is and how to get there. There will probably be signs, but we're going to talk about this in depth closer to the show again. Once we figure out exactly where the table is, you will get in line, you will go up, you will get a card that will have a group number and another placeholder number on it. And that is your spot in line. Obviously the VIP ticket groups will go first, and then after that the general admission groups will go. And that basically, if you were to walk in and you were to get in Matt's line at the start of the day, that's your spot. That's the card that you get. That's the spot that you get. But you just get to use that card and walk around and meet other guests, check out vendors, go to panels, photo ops, whatever you want to do. That is your held spot in line. And I'm trying to think of what some of the other questions I've seen recently are. We don't know exactly yet where the sign-up table is going to be. We don't know exactly where we're going to post which group's turn it is to go back and line up. But what we did with Robert was we had it on a whiteboard at the end of the hallway, and we wrote down which group was available to line up. It'll probably something similar to that. We'll probably have a pinned post on the Facebook page. We're going to try to have multiple ways to let you know which group is lined up, which group is in the queue. It's not set on a timetable because we don't ever put our guests on a timeline of how long they have to talk to each person. So if we were to line them up and say this group is going at this time and this group's going at this time, and then it's faster or shorter, it screws everything up. So we do not set it on any kind of a timetable. It's just in order. So I'm sorry, I'm seeing a lot of questions go through.
Now, now, for people that were not there to see the glory that was Robert England's line building, he was famous for doing cons and people walking away pissed off, even if they got his autograph. Because basically you'd be in line for, 8 hours.
Yeah.
This method lets you get in a line that moves very quickly to get your pass, to get your line pass. That keeps you from spending all day in line to get his autograph. There'll still be a line. Don't misunderstand. But a lot of people say, well, why didn't you, they'll see the line towards the end of the day. Why can't I just get in line? Well, that's because you're in the wrong line. You have to get in the line at the table, and we have to cut him off in time to get him to photo ops.
Yes. And I would like to also dispel a lot of things that I've seen. Now, again, we don't dictate what the guests do or don't do. If they ask us, we're going to limit number of items. We're going to only do this or only do that. We abide by that, and we let you all know when we have that information. I've seen a couple of people asking about kids being pulled to the front of the line. Matt is notorious for doing that when there are long wait times. Everybody in our admin team has been to shows where Matt is signing, and we've seen the lines. We have seen lines where they will sit there and they will sign until 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 hours after the con closes. That will not happen at Scarefest. The way that we are going to do his photo ops, instead of doing them in the middle of the day where it takes him away from his table for hours, we're going to do the photo ops at the end of the day. They're off the con floor. The con floor will close at its scheduled time every day. He can continue to do photo ops in the photo op booth. Those are not going to be limited. We can sell as many of those as you all would like to buy. But when the autographs are done for the day, when the floor closes, they're done for the day. As far as pulling children and people in wheelchairs and things like that out of the line, if the line is 6 or 8 hours long, he's pulling kids out of it. That won't be the case. You will only be standing in a physical line for a much shorter amount of time. And I can't say how long, but I would say we're going to try to keep it under 2 hours. I'd like to get it at an hour if we can. So if we can, get you guys just in line for less than an hour, that would be great. And I'm talking about the person that's at the end of the group. So the person at the beginning of the group, when you line up, hopefully you're just in line for 15 or 20 minutes and then you all go in. That would be optimal. I can't guarantee that. So I'm going to say that your line time is going to be dramatically reduced with the system. But that being said, if there's only 50 people lined up, it's less likely he's going to come and pull people out of that line because it's going to be a lot shorter. Also, the line for him will be in the hallway. He'll be on the floor. The line will be in the hall. Not saying that it's not going to happen, but it's probably not going to happen. So don't bring your super adorable 5-year-old niece dressed up like Scooby with the only intent of just getting to meet Matthew earlier. Don't do that. If you want to bring your 5-year-old niece dressed up as Scooby because she loves Scooby and wants to meet Matthew Lillard, yes, do that.
Yeah. Don't hoard your kids out. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah,
I do.
exactly.
I want to pause you. I want to make sure I understand this conversation in the chat room. Someone just told Joe Garcia, only VIPs can get to him, it seems. They bought okay, now, whoa. If we're on the same conversation here, I want to make sure I'm not jumping conversations. We're literally sitting here telling you that VIPs are going to be gotten out of the way. They don't get line skips. He's going to sign X number of autographs no matter what. So I want to get that in there. VIPs have an advantage, but they have to be there to take care of it, and they're notoriously heavy drinkers that may not even show up in time. So,
well, and see, here's what happens. Basically, because other shows, they sell more VIP tickets than we do. So the VIP pass holders in the past, they get to go in and they get to sign up, or they not sign up. They go in and they stand in line, and then the line gets capped before general admission ever gets in the door. So that is, sorry.
okay.
I'm trying not to
Okay, now I'm going to apologize. They clarified. They were talking about what a train wreck Robert England's line was at other conventions. So
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I did see the Horror Hound, so I think that is
Okay.
I thought so.
I just want to make sure there's
yeah,
no misunderstandings.
Yeah, and so what we do is like you'll be able to get like when we had Robert, and I know I keep talking about this, but it's the only good comparison that I have. By the time Sunday rolled around, we had all of our VIP spots open. We only had 3 VIPs get Robert's autograph on Sunday because everybody had already gotten it on Friday and Saturday. So literally every single person that got Robert's autograph on Sunday, besides the first 3 VIPs that were in line, and a couple of our very hardworking staff that we put in the VIP group, like I think 4 or 5 people, everyone else was general admission. So this, if it stays to what we did for Robert, which it sounds like it's going to be exactly like that, 1/3 of the VIPs will go, and then we should have a few solid hours on Friday of him signing for general admission. Saturday, we should have a majority of the day he'll be signing for general admission. But you do have to show up early and get in the front of the line. Mm-hmm. And then once you get through the ticket booth, you can get in to sign up for his line. If you show up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, his line will be capped. Probably if you show up on Saturday at 11 or noon, his line will be capped because there will have been people there waiting to get in and sign up. So I'm not saying come and camp out at 4 a.m, which we had people do for Robert. But those people all got Robert's autograph. So, you know,
they were first in that line.
They were first.
Let's do a quick, let's give a little recognition to our sponsoring vendors. We'll be right back and we'll answer your questions. We got all night.
The Bombs is a 2024 Scarefest weekend sponsoring vendor. The Bombs makes bath and body products for everyone. Ashley Dobbs makes unique small batch hand-painted bath bombs, plus sugar scrubs, whip soaps, and body oils. Find the Bombs on Facebook and at the monthly Central Kentucky Mystical Market in Lexington. Scarefest weekend sponsoring vendors make the event happen. Be sure to tell them that you heard it here on Scarefest TV.
Tuesday's Crypt features deals with talents in the horror community, from mask makers, sculptors, artists, and more. Plus, podcast Live in the Crypt, shooting the shiz with BK and the Swag, and BK and the Bees, Horror Buzz. Visit their website, join their Facebook group, and thank them for being a Scarefest sponsoring vendor.
And welcome back to Scarefest Television, the first of several FAQ shows. So you can everyone calm down. We did, how many of these did we do last year? 3 or 4 in the last 2 months, Adrian?
Yeah.
So don't worry. If you miss something, we're going to, first of all, the video doesn't go away. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It'll be on scarefestradio.com. You may go back and watch it just like it's a rerun on television. So don't panic about that. I don't want to spend all night rehashing stuff. Do we have anything else to add to that line, Bill?
Well, someone did ask. I talked about this, but I do want to clarify. They want to know where you get the tickets. It is not at the ticket booth. It is not at the ticket booth. We haven't said where the table will be yet. We're working with the convention center because at the beginning of the day, line is going to be huge. And we are going to have to cap it. So we'll probably get through it pretty quick. I would say that we will be done assigning group and slot numbers. Like Friday, we'll probably be done by 5 o'clock. Maybe before then, but it's going to be a long line. So we have to figure out where to put the table that it's not going to interfere with our ticket booth, our merch booth, info, the vendors that are out there, and the line building. Because we're going to have line building for Clive Barker, probably in the spine in the main hallway. So we haven't said yet. Lisa wanted to ask about the way that his photo ops are scheduled, which is great. Do you mind if I go ahead and talk about that?
No, absolutely. I was going to take you there next. No, that's perfect.
Perfect. So this, again, I'm going to say every time I say anything, this is the plan. This is not scheduled. It is not set in stone. But the plan is that, yes, Lisa, the photo ops for Scream will start close to the end of the day of the convention. We start photo ops for our guests early, about an hour after the show opens, sometimes a little bit sooner. So photo ops will be going on all day, but the Scream photo ops will happen near the end of the day. And that is why, if you are still looking to get a Matthew Lillard or Skeet Ulrich duo photo, you probably, unless you want to be out late, don't buy Saturdays, buy Friday or Sunday, because they're getting late. And the more sessions they sell out, the later in the evening it'll be. I cannot say definitively, but I will say that probably the Scream photo ops will start around 6:30 or 7 p.m. on Saturday. There are people that are asking about other events. Talk Scary to Me podcast. Photo ops are very quick. If you have a photo op that overlaps with almost anything else that we're doing, you'll be able to go get your photo op and come back. A session can get done in like 15 minutes. So, if you have a question about a specific event or something that overlaps, then, ask us for sure. But I can say almost anything you could get a ticket to or want to participate in, you will be able to do that and do your photo op. But if you want to go and enjoy the entire VIP party, get your Scream photo op for Friday or Sunday, because they're going to be in the evening. We will be running shuttles while the photo ops are going on, so you can leave the photo op and go to the VIP party. But, a heads up on those.
I do want to answer this question. No. Emily in the chat room asked if they get their tickets on Friday, can they get their Saturday Matthew line spots in advance? No, they are day of. That's to keep it fair.
So exactly. We have looked at ways that we could do online signups or any kind of sign up that happens before the day of. And there are fallacies to every system we've thought of. Everything that we've been able to come up with has a clear and obvious downside to it. So the only fair way to do it is, the people that show up and sign up at that time, that's who gets, their spot in line. We don't do anything in advance. So, but yeah, good question, because I have seen it asked a couple of times.
And it was asked, can you have your personal items signed by the celebs? Mm-hmm. Yes, we've not been informed of any celebs that will not sign personal items. Now, that being said, when you walk up, it's not unusual for them to charge more, some celebrities to charge more for certain items, because if it's, they know what the value.
Yes, and you know what? I'm so glad you said that, and I'm going to soapbox here for a minute. Because we have such a phenomenal group of people that are in our group, and I very rarely ever see people in our group complaining or, really like giving somebody crap over anything. But one thing I saw recently in another group were people that were just going on and on about price differences in items that are signed. And the specific I'm not going to say any names, but the guest that they were talking about is coming to Scarefest this year. So out of curiosity, I Googled the item that they were complaining was $10 more for him to sign. And I found the price he charged for I'll give an arbitrary number. The price he was charging was $80 to sign this item. They were selling online for $180 a piece. So that is why there are different prices for different items to sign, because resellers jack the market up. And it is not fair to the person who literally is the cause for that item to be worth so much to take pennies on the dollar, their value is obviously way higher. So they're not charging the $180 they're getting on the market, they're charging $10 more. So keep in mind that is why prices, some things fluctuate. That is completely their discretion. They are charging their worth and their value, and we should all support them. And if you don't support it, don't buy it. So that's my soapbox. Thanks for coming to my attention.
I'm gonna throw a little soapbox in. One of the things I see people that say, well, when I started going to conventions, they didn't even charge, they only charged $20, or they did it for free at the Kmart. If we brought in celebrities and they signed free photos for people, the next day eBay would be flooded with freaking autographs selling. And so that's why they have to charge people. That's and do prices go up? I'm paying more for gasoline.
20 years ago, and this is a true story, there's a picture in my parents' house of my brother with Taylor Swift when she was signing and playing an acoustic set in a Walmart. 20 years ago. She didn't charge for her autograph, and she was playing an acoustic guitar in a Walmart. So, a lot can change over the years. Just throwing that out there. That's a good example. Okay. My brother's like, you want to go to prom with me? And she said yes. But she had to go and play at another Walmart. So, anyway, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Everybody has to go to Walmart. Okay, someone asked, do you ever do giveaways for tickets?
Yes.
Do we have any left coming up?
We've got some vendor giveaways coming up. I'm not sure. Keep an eye in the group for vendors that post that they've got ticket giveaways. I can't think of any Scarefest specific ticket giveaways that we're going to be doing. Oh, two of my favorite people. Brett, you're my favorite people. This is another one I've been seeing a lot. Will JSA be there this year? I've emailed JSA and I have asked them if they would like to attend. They said they are working on staffing. If they can find people to run the booth, they will be there. As soon as we know that they're coming, we'll let you guys know. But right now, I don't know. I don't know.
I would have thought they would have penciled us in early after the last 2 years.
I know.
Okay. Let's go ahead. This is a good chance. Well, actually, we could just go ahead and do our announcements. Because one of these I want to talk about is in the announcements. So while we got a little lull here, people, between topics, we're going to go ahead and thank one of our sponsoring vendors and get right back to you.
Are you a fan of horror movies, books, comics, music, and collectibles? Room Org magazine is for you. Subscribe today to receive 6 or 12 print issues annually and join me, executive editor Andrea Subisati, on an ongoing journey through the horror genre of the past, present, and future. Plus, get access to unmissable special editions such as A Century of Witches, 50 Years of Gore Cinema, British horror movies, and so much more. Room Org, the world's premier horror and culture and entertainment magazine since 1997. Accept no substitute.
First up, we want to thank author Mike Aloisi for penciling us in. Mike Aloisi, an author Mike as he's known, he wrote Unmasked, the most prolific cinematic killer, Kane Hodder. I actually respect this guy. He wrote Kane Hodder's autobiography, or his biography, and then he wrote books about writing Kane Hodder's biography. So yeah, that's how you do it. You stay on topic. And of course, also Steve Gonzalez's book, Katie's in Terror, A Life with Ghosts. That's the name of it. But so author Mike Aloisi is coming to Scarefest. Next up, we want to welcome Carl Toop. Carl Toop. He will be at the Doomsday Crypt booth. That'll be booth 420 on the map. If you want to go to scarefestweekend.com, look it up about where that'll be. But Carl Toop, and he was an alien warrior in the movie Aliens. Hey, welcome back, Sean Whalen. Sean Whalen of People Under the Stairs. And, of course, Twister and Laid to Rest. And you know who Sean Whalen is. But don't mention the insurance commercials.
Yeah, you got
He got in trouble because when I Googled his name, that came up, and I thought it was funny. That's all I'm saying. But Sean Whalen, People Under the Stairs is coming. Phil Fondacaro, actor and stuntman. Ghoulies 2, Decadent Evil,
Phantasm.
Blood Dolls. What'd you say, Adrian?
Phantasm.
Phantasm. Was he? It didn't make the top of his list here. I'm going from the top down. So he's done so much stuff. Phantasm did not even make the top of the list. So, now I've got one more that Brandon did not get me the graphic on, but Jonathan Sheck. Jonathan Sheck is coming. Now he was Prom Night. Let's see, The Doom Generation, Suitable Flesh, Laid to Rest, but Jonathan Sheck. Oh, he's in That Thing You Do also. So Jonathan Sheck. That's 5 announcements for tonight, everybody. Now, I am shocked and absolutely bewildered. The dinner with Greg Nicotero on Sunday evening has not sold out. I thought it would sell out just from people going again because it was so popular last year.
That's
the same
true.
People.
Well,
So anyway.
in their defense, we did release a whole lot of photo ops and things the same week that we announced that.
Anyway, so if you're wanting to have dinner with Greg Nicotero at Nick and Norman's classy restaurant in Lexington, Kentucky, that is coming up on the 20th. That is on the 20th, and those tickets are still available. Our ghost hunt is, I understand, only about half sold out.
No, it's more than the half now.
Okay, good.
Yep.
This everybody. This was the number one. We did a poll. We actually did a poll. And this blew everything else out of the water about events that you all wanted. That this has not sold out is still a travesty. Still a travesty that it hasn't sold out. But I am pleased to hear that we are getting up to the capacity on it now. So, the Celebrity Ghost Hunt tickets are still up for sale. Now, this one, a question came up. And so this would be a good one for you to address, Adrian. Night of the Zombies, the tactical zombie experience, brought to you by Bud's Gun Shop. Go to budsgunshopky.com to buy tickets. Now, it shows Danielle Harris, Tyler Main, and Scout Taylor Compton. Now, they're actually participating, not just standing around watching people, right?
Yeah, they're gonna do it as well. Now, the tactical range part is only one person at a time. For
we can't have you shooting our celebrities.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, they will also be doing that, and then they have full reign to go in and utilize the range as often as they want, from what I understand it. And while we're on announcements, before we finish announcements, I also meant to send you over the graphic for the Scarioke meetup tomorrow. We watched a movie at Pivot Brewing in Lexington.
Well, I tell you what, if you wait just a second, I've got the one that we had posted, the one that's on Facebook.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for watching, Adrian. Oh, by the way, before we go on, last week I asked the staff for volunteers because we didn't have the zombies for the other thing. Just so you know. Okay. Okay. Hedge Witch Hall. That's the tea people, right? The tea people. Hedge Witch Hall. Been coming to Scarefest several years. A lovely, they tease with a purpose, I believe is what they say. Tease with Hedge Witch Hall. They're a featured vendor at Scarefest. Holly Who Art. Holly Who Art is also a featured vendor. And Replay Toys. Replay Toys. Now, everybody, if you go to scarefestweekend.com, go to the featured vendor page. We put these banners up with links if you want to kind of get an idea of what these people will be bringing what they sell. If you want to support them in off time. By the way, and here's our banner for tomorrow night's Scarioke party. So, yeah, we watched the movie, Scarefest weekend. Pivot brings Scarioke tomorrow night. I'll be there, but I am not planning on oking anything. So, but
We don't need any help.
we do not need, the people do not need that. I should have taken this one off because guess what? Unless you've got 24 hours. Basically, you got 24 hours to get in the Scarefest Horror Film Festival. I didn't even check it today to see if we had any late entries, but that closes this month, and then the judging begins. Gussied Up Magic. Now, this is the wrong banner for them, technically, but Gussied Up Magic, their new podcast goes live. You can, for public consumption, Monday. So if you go to scarefestradio.com or you can go to the Scarefest TV YouTube channel, you can catch the first episode as of Monday completely free of these three lovely ladies talking about witchcraft. I'm changing the name on this, and I hope I wrote down the better name I came up with. But another project I'm thinking about, if you guys want to kind of talk about horror movies, do your own movie reviews, I'm going to start a podcast probably after Scarefest, maybe in the next month or two. But basically, you can come on, do 15, 30 minutes, 1 hour if you want, but talking about your favorite. I don't care if you know a star and they'll talk to you, but we're going to give the fans a chance to do a podcast without being committed to it every goddamn week like I am. So keep a watch out for that. Hey, if you want to support me, patreon.com/ScarefestRadio. There you get early access to all my new podcast projects, and you get to hear about me training for the 5K. That's coming up next month. I go into training Sunday? Is that the first? Yeah. So I actually have to go into training for this one. But Saturday, September 28th, at Coldstream Park in Lexington, the Run Baby Run 5K benefiting NICU babies. Mama Ruby's is my sponsor for that one, and we'll give them a big shout out. Now, interestingly enough, I leave the 5K and go to Full Moon Sisters Bazaar in Bowling Green for the weekend to do really bad tarot readings and hand out Scarefest information. So that's going to be a big, big weekend. And the Central Kentucky Mystical Market is that same weekend. So that's at the Newtown Pike Clarion Hotel. So if you don't want to go to Bowling Green, you should go to the Central Kentucky Mystical Market. Look up on Facebook or go to scarefestweekend.com. And finally, keep the date open. February 15th, the Caribbean Carnival will be coming to the Clarion Hotel. Dance the night away wearing ugly hats. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not going to do that. I'll just my usual whimsical attire. Okay, we're back. Anybody ask me a few questions while we were gone?
Yes. So someone said that maybe the reason why the ghost hunt isn't doing as well is because it conflicts with Scarioke. I would like to point out that Scarioke will be going on for hours after the ghost hunt is over, so you can do both.
There's always a conflict. See, that's the problem, people. You all don't want to do the same thing. And we also try to have three things. That's the other thing. Scarioke doesn't cost you anything except your liquor tab.
Yeah, now, let's see. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah. Ghost Hunt, Nicotero. Yeah, I mean, things are selling. They're selling really well. But like I said, I know that, we have announced so many things back to back to back with, and also, I would like to point out that you weren't even halfway through finishing the announcements. And I think that people do this on purpose. I think they wait until like 9:33 to join and start watching to ask who was announced. And, just, guys, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Interestingly enough, I think YouTube has like a little replay thing. You can hit a button and it goes.
You can just like rewind it a little bit.
Yeah, it just rewinds it just a little bit. Okay.
A weird question. It's not a weird question. Brenda wants to know if they can add sound or music with their cosplay. Yes, absolutely. We would love a soundtrack with your cosplay. Unless,
No.
I mean, even if it's you walking around singing the whole time, I guess.
The only thing I will say, it cannot be
music.
loud enough to be disruptive. We had a cosplayer actually with a boombox, and he was not that loud. But we did have a celebrity complain one year that it was too loud. So I'm just going to say.
Actually, right. And Deborah, you asked like 5 minutes after. You weren't the 3-minute one. Someone asked even before you did. And Deborah said, I went to go get coffee in the kitchen, which I understand. You know, I mean, you're here and then you walk away and things happen. I get it. But that was absolutely hilarious. Let's see. Okay, the film festival is closed. Hey, about how long, because I know you're still open for submissions for another 24 hours, but about how long until the film festival entries are selected and we get a schedule on that?
My hard deadline is the end of September. Last year we had it tallied up pretty well, second or third week. I give the judges 1 week after everything closes to make sure they've watched that last week of submissions. So so I don't even bug anybody till 1 weekend. But then once then it's pretty much math after that. So yeah, second, third week of September, we should have the schedule ready to go.
Sure. Well, and I know we're kind of getting close on our time here. Some of the other things that I wanted to make sure that we talked about tonight are box office hours, how that's going to work this year, because I did finally get that. And also let you all know that I was hoping to have the panel schedule done by tonight, but my co-host distracted me with his cuteness. So the panel schedule isn't quite ready. Yeah. And the master schedule will probably go up soonish, but we'll be adding stuff to it. Like, you know, until we have the film festival schedule, we won't know exactly. But when I did the announcement the other night, I talked a little bit about some of this already, but I didn't know about the box office. So I'm going to talk about that first. If we get to the other stuff, great. I think Tanner just asked how long will karaoke last tomorrow. I believe it's 8 to 11. I'm pretty sure. I think they close at 11. So, okay, with the box office, I talked to Brandon about this earlier because I was still a little bit confused. And as most of you know, the delegation of work, though terribly unfair, if you ask me, Brandon gets to run the front of the con and decide when you all get into the building. And we're going to do things a bit differently than last year, because last year having folks line up inside was horrible. So the VIP and Weekend Plus passes, they will be lining up inside. General admission will be outside. That's weekend passes and day passes. You all will be outside. The box office will open 1 hour before general admission. So essentially the box office opens when the con opens for VIP to go inside. So that is the information that I have right now. And also, I do believe we are going to open, we've debated on this quite a bit, but we are going to open the box office for a limited number of hours on Thursday for those of you who are local, who want to go ahead and get your wristbands. That being said, I think that the ticket office is planning on going a little bit mobile this year, and they'll be like going down the line and badging and wristbanding people in the line. So, you know, don't make a special trip, but if you're close by and you want to swing by on Thursday and pick up your credentials, you can.
Okay, some quick questions from the chat room. Do you have to check in props? The answer is no. We do not have an official check-in station, but security may walk up to you and say, hey, can I see that? And it is up to you to let them see. The mask thing for Clive.
Oh, okay. I'll talk.
Well, we can talk about it a little bit, but truth of the matter is, on the Facebook fan group, there's an entire post explaining about that. So, okay, go ahead with Clive.
Okay, so if you want to meet Clive at his table, which it's not going to be a normal booth. It's going to be a room. We will talk about that more once I get the finalized floor plan from the convention center, and we'll update the map on the website, show where he's going to be. But it's an enclosed space. And when you walk into the before you walk into the enclosed space, you will be given a disposable mask that you need to wear while you're in the booth, in the room. And then as soon as you exit, there will be a receptacle. You can throw your mask away. Essentially, what this boils down to is when you are looking at someone and you're talking, there is always the chance as you're talking that spit comes out of your mouth. There's also the chance that you have germs. So face-to-face, a mask is required. He does not do selfies at his table. He does pro photo ops. In the pro photo ops, you walk into the photo booth and you are facing this way and he is facing this way, no mask. He won't be wearing one. You won't be obligated to wear one. Of course, if you'd like to, that is your choice, but you don't have to. So masks for the autograph portion of meeting Clive, no mask for the photo op portion, because you're not going to be talking to him face to face and spitting on him in the photo op. Essentially, is what.
Yeah, there's not enough time in photo ops to talk to him and spit on him.
Exactly.
The VIP, we will have a ticket office open Thursday, correct? For VIP pick up their stuff.
Yes.
Somebody asked, when does parking open? The parking lot across the street is all automated now, so you can go park tomorrow if you want. Just go on in the morning, leave your car.
Rob Whalen says there's a good chance that if I meet Clive, I may drool, so a mask is a good call. And yes, we also, Rob, I love your idea about the Q&A for indie film makeup. So that might even be something that we can talk about. We've already got Rob on the schedule for this year. I talked about this on the live the other night. We're going to, so last year we had a couple of classes. They're going to be a little bit different this year, but Rob Whalen is going to be doing a class on Friday, Introduction to Cosplay Prosthetics, and a class on Saturday, which is Intermediate Cosplay Prosthetics. And hopefully he'll be doing one for the kids on Sunday. I haven't seen that one posted on the schedule yet, but I heard that was super cool and the kids really liked it. So yeah, definitely open to talking about maybe a Q&A as well.
Okay. Let's throw in our last featured vendors, Bonehead Weekly's movie review. While we're gone, we're going to watch the chat room. We will answer your questions when we come back, but it's going to be bang, 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 because I want to go to bed.
Treat Studios is a Scarefest weekend sponsoring vendor. Trick or Treat Studios is the one-stop shop for high-quality Halloween and horror. Shop masks, costumes, figures, collectibles, games, and more from your favorite movies. Find Trick or Treat Studios online at trickortreatstudios.com.
Joel Robinson Hart is a Scarefest weekend sponsoring vendor. Joel Robinson has been the official Scarefest weekend artist since its beginning in 2008. Joel is a movie cover artist and a Universal Monsters artist. Visit Joel for posters, canvases, t-shirts, purses, and backpacks. Visit Joel's Etsy page at joelrobinsonart.com.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis, Bonehead Weekly, and this is going to be a strange review because we are, well, it's just saying this thing right here. We're reviewing a movie called Strange Darling. you're going to hear this a lot. The more you go into this movie completely blind, the more you're going to enjoy it. You can watch the short trailer, but don't read anything about it. Don't look for anything. Just know that this is one of the best movies I've seen in a long, long time. Now, it does not reinvent the wheel as far as story, but it does. It's just so well executed. There's so many things. I saw this in the theater last weekend by myself, and I just loved it so much because I wasn't even interested in it until Stephen King posted on Twitter about, go see this movie, don't know anything about it, you won't figure it out. I disagree with the last part. I think you can figure it out if you're a film geek, but it's a lot to digest. It's a lot to digest because it is so well acted. It is so well written. In fact, the only thing I can say about Strange Darling is that the only kind of criticism is a little bit of the music. A couple of the music spots and some of the songs are a little, the choices are a little odd. And it's not the music, but the actual songs they pick. And the last shot is about 5 minutes, and it's a little indulgent, or kind of like the music choice I was talking about. Is the only criticism I can say about this movie. It is about a serial killer. It is about somebody running from a serial killer. It is about everything that happens to him, but it's told I'm trying to tell you a little bit about it without giving you too much. It's told in chapters, and it may not all be chronological. As you find out things, as you realize things, I don't want to say much more because you're going to love it. Willa Fitzgerald plays the lady, and Kyle Gallner plays the demon. And they give two incredible performances. She was so good, I didn't realize that she was the blonde lady from the first season of Reacher, which I really liked. Her accent was complete. She just nailed it. It's a fantastic movie with an absolutely wonderful cast, written and directed by some guy named J.T. Molnar, who I don't even know. He has a couple of smaller films that I'm going to have to go check out now. Once again, the only criticism I can say about this movie is that, well, a couple of the music cue choices towards the end and the last shot is just a little self-indulgent. I understood what they were trying to do, but just a little too much. Other than that, the movie is so damn good. So I actually want you to go out to the movies so you all complain and bitch about IP and there's no new films and they remake everything. This is a really good movie. It's not overly graphic. There's not a ton of blood. So I was talking to a friend and they were asking me, I was like, I don't know. It looks too, it's like, no. It's not that graphic. It's just so well done. It's such a good story. You're going to like it. If you don't like it, it's because you don't like that type of movie. It's just really good. So go out, watch Strange Darling in your theater this weekend. Enjoy it. I loved it. I think it's probably one of the best movies I've reviewed on here this year. Strange Darling. Check it out. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly.
Okay, some quick questions from the chat room. VIPs coming Thursday have access to pick up tickets, but if VIPs come in Friday, they can pick up their tickets when the box office opens, which is an hour before the cons open. So I don't understand the confusion there.
I'll answer that one.
Okay.
So the VIP, that none of that was about VIP check-in. That was just about general admission. VIP will have times on Thursday that they can pick up, and then also Friday, VIP will be able to get in much earlier than general admission. The box office hours, I said, are for general admission ticket holders. So general admission, the box office will open 1 hour before normal general admission entry. When the VIPs are going into the con, the general admission people can access the box office.
And on the tail end of that, one thing we did have to change this year, VIPs will not have access to the black carpet event. That will be media only because we had to move it to an undisclosed location.
But we are going to try to stream it.
Yeah, we will. We are going to try to stream it so you can watch it. But we had to basically get it where the stars could be. Yeah, it could be a part of it. No difference on parking basically from last year. If you showed up and found a spot to park last year, it's going to look, as far as we know, it's going to look a whole lot like that. Chad Harlan, no, you do not have to wear pants. You may wear a kilt. I I think that's about it.
Another one that I saw was someone asked if the Myers group on Friday also going to be at the end of the day. No one else has been scheduled. And technically Scream isn't scheduled yet. The photo op schedule will come out 1 to 2 weeks before the convention. The only reason that I'm saying Scream will go near the end of the day is because their photo ops are going to take hours to complete. So instead of having them in the middle of the day, we will be scheduling them towards the end. All other photo ops, it's your regularly scheduled programming. Those will get placed as we get closer to the show. Let's see. Do weekend passes pick up the same time as general admission? Weekend passes are general admission. And is it once the weekend, or do we have to pick up a ticket each day? Once you have your lanyard, you have your ticket for each day. But essentially, there are not going to be 2 lines. So even if you have your lanyard and you show up on Saturday, you're still getting in that line. Everybody's going in the same line. The only difference is when the doors open, if you already have your badge, you don't have to stop at the ticket booth. If you don't have a badge, you have to stop at the ticket booth. That's the only difference. So there will be 1 line. We tried to break it up into 2 lines. Apparently last year, I wasn't out there, but he said it was a nightmare because people were stuck waiting in the ticket office line that didn't need to be. So it's just 1 line, just 1.
Okay. Now, someone did ask earlier about the getting into the convention center. It's a high street side. Now, last year, we only put out maps and put big, huge signs on the side of the building. Door clings. So yeah, it's the same spot. We'll put signs on the other side of the building saying, no, you can't come in here, or no, it's just not. But it's the same thing. That's the main entrance to the convention center. Yes, that might be the front of the building, but that's for basically if we were on the bottom floor and we're not. Any new merch this year? No, we're just selling last year's merch again. We decided not to fool with ordering anything new. Yeah, I mean, there's always new merch.
One other thing, I guess I need to get you the graphic over for. This will be coming up very soon. I'm going to try to show it on here. It's not going to show it very well. But this is a re-release of a previous shirt that we had. This is going to be a pre-order, online pre-order only. It goes on sale on September the 8th. It will be on sale until September the 22nd. And then once all orders are complete, they create the shirts and then mail them all out. So everyone's shirt gets sent out at the same time. Everyone should receive their shirt before Scarefest this year. That's why we timed it the way that we did. But that pre-order will be open for 2 weeks, and there will be none available at the show. It is pre-order only. So if you want one, you will be needing to watch for that to go live. We'll be selling those through World of Strange starting on September the 8th.
Okay, Scott Devine, I don't really understand your question. I don't want to get into it. Text me on Facebook. Just send me a message. I think you're on my friends list. Something about a podcast from your business. So yeah, just send me a message on that. I think we're getting done on time. So now in just a couple, now we'll be back. What? Food trucks. Go ahead and tell them about the food trucks.
So the question was, did the food truck company get back to me? No, they didn't. I did go ahead and get confirmation on the 2 that requested to do our show this year. They will have pretty limited menus, so that they can get food out pretty quickly, which is great. But I will be posting those menus before the show. And also, if you are coming to the VIP party, we will have 2 food trucks there. As soon as I confirm the second one, I'll post the menu for the VIP party food trucks as well. And we should very soon be posting the add-on tickets for the VIP party. Now that we know a little bit about what's going to be happening at the party, we can justify putting them up for sale. So that will be very soon. We don't have any more special events to announce. The only other ticket that is going to go up will be the VIP party tickets. Those will probably sell out pretty quick. They're not going to be super expensive. Last year, I think they were $20. They'll probably be $20 this year. So we just have to make sure we can cover whatever we're going to be doing for the people that show up. So, keep that in mind. what else? We've got more photo ops coming. We're not done with photo op groups going up. I made a post about that. If you have a photo op you want to request, please put it on there. Some of them we may have overlooked. Yeah, I think let's see. I think we're pretty much to the end.
And everybody, if you missed something we talked about, once again, it's the internet. It'll be there forever. You can go.
Somebody did ask about the cookie decorating class, and I wanted to bring up that the company that we had last year that we worked with, Chef Terror, that did those classes, they are not offering those services anymore. So I am on the lookout. If we can find the one other company I looked into, she's going on maternity leave in October. So as of right now, we do not have a cookie decorating class, but if we can find someone who would be interested in hosting one, I would be happy to look into it. So, that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Yes.
So everybody, once again, you can watch the episode as soon as we go off the air. Watch again. It'll be up on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook. And and this is not the last night we'll do this. We will do this 2 or 3 more times before Scarefest. So if we didn't get to your question tonight, if we missed it, or you didn't understand, we will be back to talk about the same things ad infinitum.
Yep.
Yeah, next week is council. We'll go over a lot of this again next week. We just won't take as many questions probably, but it is what it is. So everybody, this has been Scarefest TV. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something.